Well, it is a warm welcome back to action for the very first time since November for Max Dowman. The 16-year-old is one of just two changes to the 11 that won 4-1 at Reading last time out. The other alteration has also played first-team football this season, as Tommy Setford replaces Jack Porter in goal, behind an unchanged back four. Ipswich have had a two-week league break since they came back to beat Stoke 2-1. So head coach John McGreal brings in three new faces. Ollie Wilkinson, Charlie Compton and Tudor Mendel all come in. The latter has scored 7 goals in 11 Premier League 2 appearances this season. So another weekend of football then gets underway in the Premier League 2. Arsenal against Ipswich Town under-21s. Immediately it is Tommy Setford getting his first couple of touches of the ball this evening. Replacing Jack Porter in goal to make his 8th appearance of this campaign for Arsenal's second string. Washington clears long, looking for Mooney, who was so impressive last time out against Reading, scoring a goal of the season contender from near on the halfway line. He's the most experienced player in this Ipswich Town lineup. Their goalkeeper, Nick Bilokapic, 23 years old, is an Australian under-21 international. And Arsenal are able to force an early corner. Some good pressure inside this opening 2 minutes from Mooney. Player who has arrived in North London, Evan Mooney, with lots of senior experience himself. Having played for the first team side at St Mirren. Actually played in the Scottish League Cup final against Celtic. We'll be looking to get on the end of this delivery, which wasn't quite cleared at the near post. Hooked back in by Ibrahim, and now Ipswich can bring this one clear with Tudor Mendel. Very much the danger man in their team. Able to find Boniface. The second time facing the Gunners this season for a different outfit in Ipswich, having come from London rivals Chelsea. Frankie Runham, another former Blue. As Ipswich line up with an all-Chelsea academy left-hand side this evening. They are combining. Dixon loses out. Off goes Luca Fletcher, the 18-year-old on loan from Manchester City. Able to force a set piece of their own deep into the Arsenal half, Ipswich. Indeed, it did only escape for a throw-in on this near side. Wilkinson. Corbin Matunzi. Skipper Leon Elliott. Nadowu can power past the challenges and go for goal! And force Tommy Setford into a low stop down to his right. And that is a warning sign of just how sharp Tudor Mendel is. Looking for his 8th goal this season. Runham passes up the opportunity to go short. It will be a more conventional delivery into the penalty area. Nadowu Whips it back in, and Tommy Sentford will get his grateful palms on that. Here's Dowman. His glimpse of Arsenal's number 10 this evening, as just able to ease past two Ipswich defenders before he was outnumbered and fouled. Braden Clark. Dixon helped on for Dowman. Ibrahim helps it on, and Max Dowman can look up and sense an opportunity ahead of him. Dowman's ball. Let's see, there's nothing short of technique there with Dowman. Lack the execution, though, to really trouble that Ipswich Town back line, who are actually playing in the Premier League 2 for the first ever time, having been awarded Category A status over the summer in their academy. Something which is truly testament to the hard work of their director of academy, Dimitri Haleko. Losing out to Clark. Ibrahim can turn away brilliantly. Oh, he was thwarted by Stephen Turner. Dixon able to buy the free kick there. He is one of the players who maybe won't understand his teammates too much just yet, having only joined from Stoke last month. It's just his fourth appearance in the Premier League 2. A very promising start, though, at fullback against Reading. Managed to retain his place this evening as well. Seth Ferdinand is the other option for Arsenal in that position on the bench. Salmon looks long. Washington's touch let him down. Well, it is Max Porter's 15th Premier League 2 game in charge. He has lost on just 3 occasions, winning 7. He assumed the role in August. Ollie Wilkinson. Long from Bilokapic, one for Judah Mendel to try to keep in. Managed to stop it from going out for an Arsenal goal kick, so Ipswich will look to apply a bit more pressure here on Arsenal as they look to get out. Theo Julien unable to halt the progress of Mendel. And here's Compton. Ball has gone out of play. There's a look at the visiting boss, John McGreal. Former defender himself, actually made 150 appearances for Ipswich during his playing career. He's a Scouser at heart though, made his breakthrough at Tranmere, also played for Burnley too. Good battle there between Marley Salmon and Tommy Taylor. Tommy Taylor able to use his height to his advantage. And out it goes again to Tudor Mendel. Up against Washington. A lovely bit of close control. It will break for Runham. And Setford made the save, low down to his left. The second time that the Arsenal keeper has been called into action. And the second time that he has come out on top. Again, Mendel forcing the issue down the right-hand side. Runham had come a long way infield to meet that one. Relatively unmarked on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. The game's best chances so far have fallen to the side that are third in the Premier League 2. They're level on points with second place Chelsea, just 2 off the top spots. Manchester United, who do have a game in hand. And they're also going really strong in the Premier League Cup as well, Ipswich. They finished top of Group C, having won 4 of their 6 games. Before losing in the round of 16 after extra time against Blackburn last time out. Not too much on that from Salmon. So free kick then for Arsenal. Chance to get the big boys forward from the back. Dalman happy to leave that one for O'Neill. Does actually have a goal against Ipswich this season for Arsenal's under-18s back in September. He's in good form as well. O'Neill, having scored his first Premier League 2 goal against Reading last time out. Can he turn provider here? 13 minutes on the clock at Meadow Park. Driven in by O'Neill, and Compton did just enough to take the sting out of it for Kapic to nip in there. Launch it long for Runham. Look at the space over on the far side for Luca Fletcher. Just a bit wider than he would have wanted. It's allowed Salmon to get back. Off goes Mendel. Salmon took a risk going to ground, but it was the right decision by Arsenal's captain. Timed to perfection, and it needed to be. Here's another pretty young starting 11 for Arsenal this evening. Ipswich have had plenty of players exposed to first-team football this season alone. Tommy Taylor, for example, their number 10, recalled from a loan spell at Cheltenham Town last month. Arsenal, meanwhile, have fielded 7 of the 13 youngest 11s this season in the Premier League 2. They're tracking back here. Off goes Mendel. And Dixon will just hack that one away to safety. Ibrahim. O'Neill. Ipswich working really hard defensively to block Arsenal's passing lanes. And actually kept a Premier League 2 clean sheet since a 1-0 victory over Newcastle back in October. Ipswich. And in fact, they have conceded in each of their last 7 in this division, including 16 goals in their last 5, which is half of the goals that they've conceded this season. And a few of those have come away from home. They did win their last away game 4-3 against Wolves a couple of games ago. That is the 3rd time that they've conceded 3 or more. Away from home this season. Also doing so against Middlesbrough. They took one hell of a beating there. 6-1 they lost to the side from the northeast. Also went down 4-2 against Sunderland. Rodham stretches play. Judah Mendel is able to cut inside and go for goal and find that far corner in spectacular fashion. And the man in form is exactly who is able to break the deadlock here in Meadow Park. An 8th goal of the season for the former Chelsea man. And he took it with aplomb. Tommy Setford rooted to the spot as he could only watch it be guided into that top corner. They've tried it a few times already this evening. That switch of play from the middle of the park. And as soon as he started running at Arsenal's back line, you sense that there may be trouble. So much pace, but also close control. And the finish to match. And Judah Mendel is able to give Ipswich Town the lead inside the opening 20 minutes here. Did feel somewhat like a goal that came out of nothing, that. Arsenal were just starting to feel their way back into the game, and conceding that goal has seemed to add a spring into their step. Although Andre Harriman-Anous isn't going to get the benefit of the doubt there. by Stephen Turner. Off goes the goal scorer, Chudamendo again. This time crossing, looking for Fletcher. And it will bounce favourably for Tommy Setford. Unfortunately, the stats certainly favour the visitors when they go ahead. They have lost just once from a winning position this season. Led on 12 occasions across the course of this campaign. They've won 10 of those. Arsenal with more than enough time, though, to turn this game around. They've taken 5 points from losing positions themselves this campaign. We'll need to be careful, though. 2 goals in quick succession would be a real sickener for Max Porter's side to concede. And goes short. Turner's delivery flicked on. And well off target in the end. Ibrahim under pressure from Taylor. Washington gives it straight back to Elliott. It's better pressing though by Arsenal. Taylor. Closed down by Ibrahim, who was just trying to pinch that from right under his nose. Matonzi gives it straight back. It was a crunching challenge by Charlie Compton. Taken away from Andre Harriman-Anous. Here's O'Neill. And strayed into an offside position. Did actually play twice against Arsenal. John McCreal in the Ipswich Town dugouts. 26 years ago now. Lost at Highbury, but he was in the team. But knocked Arsenal out of the League Cup in the 3rd round back in 2001. O'Neill. Ibrahim. O'Neill can whip that ball across the face of goal. Harriman and Ousas arriving late. Couldn't quite make the contact. That one's loose. Corbin Matunzi gifting Arsenal a corner 25 minutes into this game. Kenneth O'Neill is heading over to take this one. You've heard the Arsenal bench also screaming for Max Dowman to get over there, so we don't know whether this will be a bit of a set-piece routine by Arsenal. Indeed it is, as they go short. In from Washington. And that is all too easy for Ipswich to deal with, but Washington wins it back. Dixon. Over the head of Mooney and out and behind for an Ipswich goal kick. Close control under pressure by Dowman before he was eventually pulled down by Ollie Wilkinson. Ipswich are pretty happy for Tommy Setford to have the ball at his feet. It's only when he plays out to the first man that they will trigger the press. That's what Setford's saying. Although Salmon has been able to find a pocket of space. Ibrahim through the lines. What a clever ball that was. O'Neill was pulled down on his way through, so Arsenal with a free kick in a very promising position thanks to Somto Boniface's foul. He's actually the first player to go into Sam Mulhall's book. So is this within shooting range for either Max Dowman or Kadak O'Neill? I have to say, with this angle, it certainly favours Dowman's left foot if he is going to take on the shot. Nick Bilokapic in the goal for Ipswich. O'Neill leaves it for Dowman. Fired in really, really effectively there. Causing all sorts of trouble inside the Ipswich penalty area. There was a bit of panic. Managed to get away with it though, the visiting side. plenty of venom on it. It was dipping as well. Jaden Dixon wasn't too far away from getting his head on that. Capic came a long way from his goal. Couldn't really get close to it, the keeper. Now on the clock here at Meadow Park. Arsenal still yet to trouble the Australian between the sticks for Ipswich. Rise the pressure and run and well. Very keen to make a positive impact for his new team, the 19-year-old Frankie Runham. Just his second appearance in the Premier League too for the Tractor Boys, having joined from Chelsea just 3 weeks ago. Capic has an issue. Ipswich have their regular under-18s goalkeeper Josh Bentley on the bench, should they require a change here. Max Porter will use the break in play though as an opportunity to just tinker with how his side have set up in the opening half hour or so. Likewise, John McGreal. Well, this is the moment that separates these two this evening. Frankie Runham with an excellent switch of play. Judah Mendel took that in his path so well, and then curled beyond Tommy Setford, who was rooted to the spot there as it sailed into the far corner of the Arsenal goal. Capic looks as though he's going to give it another go. Nice turn there by Theo Julien to bring Dowman into play. As he tries to escape Turner. Really strong physical challenge there by Boniface, who's continued to surge forward from fullback. Luca Fletcher. Tony Taylor dispossessed right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Goes Evan Mooney, putting pressure on Matunzi. The Brighton man, though, did well just to settle things down at the back for Ipswich. Anus. Washington shut down by Matunzi. Mooney really struggling to get into the game at the moment. He's being very well marshalled by these Ipswich Town defenders. Ibrahim. And protecting the ball so well. It's been a while since he was last in competitive action, Max Dowman. That was a topic of Mikel Arteta's pre-match press conference ahead of Sunday's game against Chelsea, and whether or not we may see him returning to the Arsenal first team squad anytime soon. Should just be a case of one thing at a time as he goes through his rehabilitation from injury. And he is now carrying the ball out of trouble, winning another free kick for Arsenal. Fletcher helps it on for Mendel. Runner making good ground on the left-hand side. Arsenal back in their defensive structure, though. Judah Mendel outnumbered. Off goes O'Neill up against Boniface. Mooney for support. Wilkinson getting his body between the Scotsman and the ball. Getting the benefits of the official here on this near side. Runner. Now Boniface. Trying his luck down the outside. Plenty of height on the delivery. That will evade everyone, but it is kept alive by Mendel. Theo Julian. Harriman Anus is able to escape in behind. Harriman Anus to equalise. Pushed away by Bilo Kapic. For the first time this evening, Arsenal have been able to get in behind this Ipswich Town back line. Riley Salmon. Now Julian. Able to continue his run and then send a shot fizzing towards goal. Bilo Kapic right behind that one. It's a lovely searching ball over the top actually by Theo Julian. Just had to wait for it to sit, didn't he? Harriman Anus. Allowed the defender to get back to put the pressure on him and rush into the strike. Tommy Taylor. 5 minutes remain of this first 45. Hooked back in by Boniface, and Marcel Washington needed to get there. Tudor Mendel was lurking at that far post. Right at the other end, though. Julian, a nice bit of interplay with Harriman and Noose. Couldn't find a way past Bilakapic. Swung in by Runham. There's a mighty leap there inside the penalty area by Tommy Taylor. Ipswich Town number 10 is certainly the tallest player inside the penalty box. Marley Salmon trying to keep a close eye on him. It goes towards Taylor, who does get the flick on. Matunzi is unable to get that flick back goalwards. Another good chance goes begging for Ipswich Town. Really nice in-swinging, dipping ball. He's able to climb higher than anyone else, Tommy Taylor, at that near post. 5 goals in 8 games in the Premier League 2 for him this season. Mooney. O'Neill. He slides across. And this will be a long throw-in delivered from this right-hand side by Theo Julien. Know that he can launch them in. In comes another one. Didn't quite sit for Dowman. Tudor Mendel is away here. It's 2-on-1. 3-on-1 now for Ipswich as they come streaming forward, and they're unable to make the most of their numerical advantage. Really good defensive recovery there by Arsenal. Calmly done under pressure by Bilakapic. Now Elliott. Looking direct for Fletcher, who should have done better. Such an early cross into the box. Fletcher timed his run so well. Got right underneath the finish, though. Arsenal can perhaps consider themselves fortunate that there is only 1 goal in this game. Elliott. Now Turner. Cut out by Ibrahim. Here comes Dowman. Two players to beat. Dowman onto his left foot, and it wasn't far wide. He came so close to Max producing more magic. Just seemed to turn on the afterburners, didn't he? A jet-heeled run away from those Ipswich Town midfielders. Inches wide. O'Neill was in an offside position now when he received the ball from Jaden Dixon. I would imagine that might be that for the first half, which has been played at a good intensity. Ipswich corner. Or not. The referee overruled there by his officials on the far side. Just under a minute here for Arsenal to try to get themselves back level again. Dixon. Mooney making the run through the middle. O'Neill for Dowman. So difficult to bully off the ball. Max Dowman. Oh, Julian asking too much there of Jaden Dixon. Well, Arsenal were hoping to become the first Premier League 2 team to shut out Ipswich Town this season. They did so for 18 minutes. That was until Tudor Mendel was able to get in behind their back line, cut inside and send an unstoppable strike into the far top corner. His goal is what separates these two at the interval, despite Max Dowman having a good opportunity late on and Ipswich squandering many chances to double their advantage. At half-time here at Meadow Park, it is Arsenal 0, Ipswich 1, which did kick-start this unbeaten run that Arsenal have been on. Back underway then. Meadow Park. Dowman's withdrawal at half-time sees Bailey Joseph out to this left-hand side. Andre Harriman-Anous much more central. And there was a change as well for the visiting side. Matunzi off and Josh Lewis on in his place. Josh Lewis, a 19-year-old left-back, another former Chelsea player. Santo Boniface, who's picked up a bit of a sore one over on that far side. A fairly innocuous collision between Andre Harriman and the Ipswich player. He is in some discomfort though. Not back forward by Braden Clark. Let's just hope. He's just a bit winded, Harriman Anous. Big lad in the goal for Ipswich Town, Nick Bilokapic. One of those challenges that just take your breath away. You do just need a bit longer to recover. Having already used one of his substitutes, though, I'm sure Max Porter won't want to turn to his bench again just yet. Wilkinson for Boniface. Taylor finds Runham. And they're back with Compton. And now Elliott's the captain. Loose very nearly by Bilakovic. Ipswich can breathe a sigh of relief there. Good pressing on the Arsenal front line. Wilkinson. Very quickly closed down. It's been a run of games for Arsenal that's seen them beat Burnley, Leeds, Newcastle and Reading. All held to a goalless draw by Everton. Started to pick up some serious momentum, and among those victories have been plenty of second half goals. None later than Andre Harriman Anous's 96th minute winner against Newcastle. Here's Bailey Joseph. Salmon for Clark. There's Marley Salmon again. Just too keen to win the ball back. And commits the foul there on Stephen Turner. Crossfield ball there by Charlie Compton, well brought down by Tudor Mendel. So much ability, the 21-year-olds. Wilkinson. Setford picks out Washington. Arsenal really being made to work in terms of breaking down what is a very compact Ipswich Town team. Header won by O'Neill. Off goes Dixon. Done well up against two, but just didn't get the luck of the bounce. Here's Compton, finding Mendel. No way around Washington. Lovely turn away from trouble by Tommy Taylor. And then let himself down with his pass at the end of that move. Capich. Wilkinson, look at the pressing there by Mooney. They've taken a risk defensively, Ipswich. And they have managed to survive. Taylor. Elliott at the moment struggling to stay on 2 feet. He has won a free kick for his team there. Slipping and sliding all over the place, the Ipswich Town right back. Wilkinson. Boniface. Looking for Runham. O'Neill will nip in. And then Harriman and Oos caught another sore one. Just shy of the hour mark in the game. Really lacking the rhythm that it did have in that first half. Certainly suit the side in front. O'Neill spinning away. Causing an issue here, the Ipswich haven't been able to deal with. That was until Leon Elliott snapped in at the feet to Brando Bailey-Joseph. Really nice turn of pace though by Cedric O'Neill in the build-up to that Arsenal attack. Julian's long throw in. That's clear by Luca Fletcher. Bailey-Joseph's done well. Evan Mooney, it wouldn't quite break for him. See, he was just looking to get that half a yard so he could get his shot off. That's nice footwork by Charlie Compton. Now Runham. Fletcher. Boniface.
Keep the ball. Keep the ball.
Compton again, brilliant in that midfield area. Boniface gives it straight back to Ife Ibrahim. And Arsenal are on the charge here. O'Neill's delivery is an early one and dealt with first by Wilkinson, then by Boniface. Taylor under no pressure at all. Washington intercepts. Bailey-Joseph still wide for him. One to aim for inside the penalty area. It was Evan Mooney. Cut out at the first time of asking, but only at the expense of an Arsenal throw in here. You know what the plan's going to be with Theo Julian on the pitch. Away at that near post. Oh, Dixon hasn't made the good contact with that one. Recovered well though. Made amends for his slip up. Here he is again, Dixon. Just too many blue shirts back defending at Ipswich Town penalty area. So Julien will try his luck from the right-hand side. Away by Taylor. Ibrahim. Bailey Joseph. Ibrahim spotted Dixon on the move. "25 minutes for Arsenal to try to get back on level terms." Here they come with Bailey Joseph, using Washington as the decoy. Joseph quickest to it. O'Neill goes for goal. And he stings the palms of Bilo Kapic. Well, a bit more direct here by Arsenal. And as soon as Kadak O'Neill had sight of goal, he's always going to try his luck. He'd score his first Premier League 2 goal against Reading last time out. It's just his third appearance at this level. Dixon. Julien looking for O'Neill, and a big clear shout by the big Australian in the Ipswich Town goal. Bailey Joseph wasn't able to keep that ball in play. It's almost like a game of cat and mouse there between he and Leon Elliott, who was going to commit to the physical duel. Looked as though he nearly got away with it. Just ran out of grass in the end.
Stevie, Jordy, higher! Stevie and Jordy, higher! Move right there,
Changing the offing for Ipswich Town will be Josh Pitts, who will be joining the action.
Be ready. Be ready for the big one, all. Four, baby. Hey, Frank. Tommy, that's you. That could be you, Tom. Good on, Dre. And again on Dre.
So here is that change then. Frankie Runham leaving the field to be replaced by Josh Pitts. The Malta under-21 international, 5 goals in 12 this season. When he joined the club a year ago from Southampton, he was born in Portsmouth, so a lot of the South Coast representation there.
Tommy, stay high. Top right.
Here is Pitts swinging it back. Boniface. Lovely pass out to this near side for Mendel. Taylor. Good play by O'Neill. The Irishman enjoying his breakout campaign into League Two football. Manus gives chase. Ipswich are able to play their way out. Marley Salmon is shown a yellow card. Only the second time that Sam Mullo, the referee this evening, has had to reach for a card. One for Salmon's push on Tommy Taylor. And out. Fancies his chances up against Washington, is able to ride the challenge. Already has a goal to his name, trying to get an assist there for Taylor. He was crowded out inside the Arsenal penalty area. Arsenal have only failed to score in 2 games this season in the Premier League 2. Both of those came away from home on Merseyside against Liverpool and Everton. It'll be the first time that they've been shut out at home during this 2025-26 campaign. Little under a quarter of an hour to change that. At the moment, they're getting no change out of this Ipswich Town defence. Again, trying to trigger the press for Arsenal, but Ipswich Town very confident in their own ability to hold on to the ball and play out from the back and draw the foul through Somto Boniface. Now they will make a change, the visitors. And they will allocate the final 13 minutes or so to their number 14, who is a trialist for Ipswich Town this evening. He's got a little over 10 minutes to try to impress and force his way into their future plans. One in place of Luca Fletcher, the Manchester City loanee. Leading the line for the Tractor Boys these final few stages of this game. Arsenal meanwhile looking to respond with a change of their own. Archie Stevens ready to join the action here, just add a little more firepower to the Gunners' front line, a bit more industry, a bit more trickiness and maybe perseverance up front. Still waiting for his first Premier League 2 goal in Arsenal colours. I suppose he's probably the finest example there is of someone who when they do impress on trial, they can secure the contracts from it. He was very effective for Arsenal in pre-season, Archie Stevens. So here is that Arsenal change. In fact, it will be a double one. Josh Ogunaki, the other player coming on. Marcel Washington leaving the pitch. So to Ife Ibrahim. As Arsenal switch to going a bit more offensive in the final 10 minutes here at Meadow Park. And he got away from Stevens. As featured now in all but 2 of Arsenal's Premier League 2 games this season. Taylor. Unable to find a way past Theo Julien. They'll try their luck down the left-hand side now, Ipswich. On a face for Pitts. Run straight into the Arsenal penalty area and fire straight at Setford. That's really we've seen of him from an attacking point of view since he came on. Josh Pitts. This is really strong running by Harriman Anus, and that is surely going to be a yellow card for Tommy Taylor. The dictionary definition there of taking one for the team. Just as Andre Harriman himself had picked up a head of steam. Kanak O'Neill stands over this one, trusted to deliver for Arsenal in this final 10 minutes. The goal down. And that is an inviting ball. It was just too far ahead of Marley Salmon. Kapic able to claim that fairly routinely. What a run this is by Boniface. He just seemed to be picking up speed as he travelled further up the pitch. They did a couple of challenges and thought, well, why not? Stevens. He's done well under considerable pressure. That one is all too easy for Boniface to deal with. Time starting to run out for Arsenal.
Charlie, right shoulder, Charlie!
Bailey Joseph, explosive with his turn of pace. Similar position actually to where he did score his first Premier League 2 goal against Burnley. Picking it up from deep and weaving through the opposition defenders. Julian. Towards Salmon, it was away by Taylor. Ogunaki will be able to get there ahead of Mendel. Mendel. I was expecting the trialist maybe to make a move in behind. What a lovely take that was by Bailey Joseph. Over his shoulder, couldn't find the pass afterwards, but that first touch was beautiful. One more change for Ipswich, and it's the goal scorer and potential match winner, Tudor Mendel, leaving the field to be replaced by Republic of Ireland Youth International, Afi Adebayo. He signed pro in the summer. He's been with the club since under-14s. Represents Ireland at under-18 age group level. 2 goals from 5 in the Premier League 2 this season. He's been one of the breakout stars for them in recent weeks. Launched forward by Braden Clark. Stevens gets there first. It's the return too from Ogunaki. This is where Elliott pounces though. Not for the first time this evening. He ends up losing his footing. Brando Bailey Joseph around a few and able to find Harriman and Noose. A big toe on the save, and Brando Bailey Joseph couldn't turn home the rebounds. But it was his ingenuity, the teenager, that was able to carve out the opportunity for Andre Harriman and Noose. And with a goal in each of his last 2 Premier League 2 appearances, you'd be backing him to score the equaliser there. Another change for Arsenal. Jaden Dixon off, Seb Ferdinand coming on. A bit more of an attacking threat from fullback on the final stages of this game. Off goes Adebayo. Down goes Adebayo. Tommy Taylor asking the question there. Well, Marley Salmon's already on a yellow card. How many final chances has he got? Ipswich Town, number 10, felt as though Arsenal's captain should have been given his marching orders there by Sam Mullow. See Stephen Turner there, taking the free kick, unsure on what the instructions were at this late stage of the game. Beaten by Arsenal by a goal to nil. Do they fire it into the penalty area? Do they try to retain possession? As it is, it's Josh Pitch just trying to take the ball into the corner. He's gone to ground. Sam Mullow remained unmoved, the man in the middle, before awarding Andre Harriman a free kick. Well, plenty happened in a very short space of time there. And Salmon has just been sent off. Well, a penalty shout for Ipswich, turned down. Arsenal then breaking forward, only to be brought down. And while the bits and pieces were being picked up, Marley Salmon can only speculate without a replay. Has been given a second yellow card. Needs to be seen. Maybe he said something to the referee. It's O'Neill. And that is a vital intervention there by Wilkinson. Stevens still scrapping away, but it is Ipswich who are awarded the goal kick. Well, here's the incident. So Harriman is awarded the free kick. Salmon comes over, takes the free kick quickly. They're told that they're being made to retake it. Now, the issue is we didn't see whether it was something that Salmon said to the referee to earn the red card, or whether indeed he's just been given that for taking the free kick too quickly. I would imagine it's the former rather than the latter. And Arsenal having to make do without their captain right at the end of this game. Taylor finds Boniface. And helped on to Adebayo. Adebayo up against Stoganaki. And one back by Stevens. Free kick given against Evan Mooney. Just to confirm, Marley Salmon was shown his second yellow card of this game for dissent. So Arsenal trailing by a goal, down to 10 men. And as you can see from Ipswich's approach here, they're not too keen to send too many players forward. 3 points, all but wrapped up for the visitors. Unless well, Arsenal's 5-match unbeaten run comes to an end at the hands of high-flying Ipswich Town.